Hey guys, and we're back with another review here of a Gundam IBO series. And today we have the Hyakuren. Now, if you watch the series, a little ways after they get off of Mars, they run into a little bit of problems with these guys. You get the Hyakuren normal and then the pink version over here. And turns out that, well, the people they meet, the turbines, end up being the best help they ever get, realistically. But I didn't really dig this suit that much until I kind of got this in hand. And I really actually like these colors. I mean, something about these like light purples and the navy-ish color and the accents. It's actually pretty cool. They didn't quite get enough credit. They did a lot in the series. But let's go ahead and talk about this box art before we get into the rest of the review. Here you get a great shot of the standard Hyakuren here. Sorry, Hyakuri is a different one. You get this really cool machete? Knife? It's a big blade, but it's still short. Then you get a great shot here of what actually kind of looks more like a shotgun than a standard kind of rifle. That's just pretty cool. You get the great shot of the asteroids here, because that's where they ran into them. These guys were basically hanging out in the asteroid fields and robbing people, for the most part. So you get a great action shot of this. And of course, this is earlier in the series than the rest of the IBO kits I've built so far. This one I just finally got around to getting. So over here, we get the IBO banner as usual. We get a little shot of Azzy here. Well, just looking melancholy and just meh, as she kind of is. She's very emo, realistically, just not dark hair, just this nice silver hair emo girl. Then go here, you got the HG Iron-Blooded Orphans here, and then really short, quick Hyakuren. That is so much smaller than everything else in the series, like the way that's just written. Of course, you get the Bandai logo down here, because why? You know why. Alright. Come down to the bottom here. You get a great action shot of the Hyakuren here. It's got his gun here. Great pose of it shooting. You see a little shot here of it holding the sword on its back and a little diagram of how it goes into the sheath on the back. Which we'll cover that more in the review, of course. And then another good shot there. Now, I have a problem with this pose, and we'll cover it when we get to the actual review. But there's a definite issue I have with the way all the product shots are. You come here, and of course they give you the obligatory shoulder action. I don't know why. This thing has pretty unique shoulders, and you can get a better shot of that later. It even shows here the shoulder armor moving around, and then these cool little things here, which I don't... I watched a couple other reviews before this, and I don't recall anybody mentioning these. So we'll talk about them, and here it actually kind of shows them in action. And of course, over here you get the customize, because this thing does come with the ability to customize and add on weapons from the option 2 set, I believe it is. I have to double check, but I think it's the option 2 set. And it's the same stuff that comes... that you add on to the Gray's Kai, the first one. So if you recognize this little grenade launcher, I have that on my Gray's Kai. Now this guy up here, I need to figure out exactly how it mounts, but that might end up with this particular kit. I'm not sure yet. Come over here and you get the same shot as the top, and this is number 06, so this was much earlier in the series since we've wrapped up with the Gray's Iron recently. And of course, BandaiHobby.net. Come back here to the other end of the box, and you get the obligatory rear and front shots. Once again, this actually makes sense where Barbatos generally doesn't. You get a read up here on the Hyakuren, and then Azzy there, and then of course the stories so far. And go to check out gtaketsu.com. And yeah, don't put anything in this box in your face. It'll kill you or your 3-year-old. Just don't do it, guys. Come over here, you get the plastic labels and the person with the toilet. This is, once again, one of the really cheap early kits. It's only 1,000 yen, roughly 10 bucks, guys. No real reason to not get this. Come here, the illustration is by Koma, and the background image is, as always, by the wonderful Saito Yoshinobu. It's great work, guys. Just great. Love it. But it's upside down. Alright, this one is an actual build review, so we actually get to watch the build. So, we're gonna go ahead and do that real quick. guys, now that we've got the building part done, let's look at the Hyakuren as it is done. And like I said before, I did not expect to like this kit as much as I did. I really dig the kind of samurai aesthetic they were going for here. And like I said, it took until getting this in hand to where I really actually started to dig it. I do like this combination of this kind of navy blue, this lightish purple, and the white, and then of course the dark gray aspects. It actually it's just a nice aesthetic, and it's very different from all of the other mobile suits in this series. It's nothing like a Grays. It's nothing like a Gundam, because it doesn't even go together in the same fashion. This goes together more like a standard high grade, whereas the Grays and the Gundams tend to have actual full inner frames for the most part in this. So, if you check a look at some of the details here. Let's talk about the stickers, guys, of where there is a whopping 7. These yellow triangles here, this little bitty yellow triangle right here, and then the eyeballs. See here, get it to focus. There we go. Those awesome little eyeballs right in there. That is the only stickers that come with this guy. Or girl, rather. I'll just call her a girl. So, yeah, that's actually pretty neat. That really doesn't come with a whole lot. And it's, considering how simple this kit really does turn out to be, that's actually a good thing that they just really didn't overload it with stickers. And, I really do like this kit. Go around here to the back, give it a look, see here, and as usual I had to paint some of the aspects of this girl, just to either make it complete or just to aesthetically make it better. So these little boosters right in here, they're painted silver, where they would just be a sea of blue there. This little bit right down here on the spine, I just added some of my favoriteest dark gray ever, just to break up that look of gray there. If you look here on this butt thruster, this is all supposed to be blue, so that's all that nice dark gray that I love so much. The same thing with these little stripes and these dots back here, all got a little bit of gray treatment. So did this little port right there on the side. Come down here to the legs, and just right in there, those little kind of vents or whatever you would call it, that's got a little bit of gray paint there. Same thing right here on that little spot, and on the feet right there. Just a little bit of paint detail here and there. And actually, if we go ahead and pull this off, because it was falling off, you can see right in there on the little hip joint, I painted some silver just for fun. I'm going to go ahead and try to stick this back in here. This one has been giving me trouble. Not going to lie to you guys. You guys will see right through me if I lie to you. They don't stay on really good, to be perfectly honest. They're a little big, these little hip parts. Well, let's go ahead and we will talk articulation. Come in here to this great head. I don't exactly know what they were using here, but it's kind of a serpenty like head, almost like a very cobra looking head, and I dig that. But it's weird for a Gundam suit, not an actual Gundam, you know what I mean. But it can totally do the turkey neck. Not a great one. It is just the standard double ball joint neck unit, but unlike the Grays and the Gundams, the neck itself can move just a little bit instead of the head doing all the work. So it can actually tilt forward that much, it can tilt back about that much, and go around, and the head just pops right off. See? It's got such great head articulation, it completely comes free. Realistically, the chin, between the chin and the back of the head, you kind of lose a bit of articulation, so you can kind of just only hit it there. I mean, if you really finagle it, you might be able to get it a little bit farther out. I do dig the big chin they added on this. This even though this is a female pilot, it's a very masculine kit. It does have some femininity about it, but it is still a very masculine kit. We'll come over here to the arms, and these shoulder joints are very different. Not the shoulder joints, I'm sorry. The shoulder armor joints are very different from all the other kits so far, because they flip-flop like this. But I don't even know. All the other ones pivot from the inside and go that way. But for whatever reason, this goes this way. And of course, you get the standard little shoulder ball joint peg there, sandwiched in there, so it can move around this much. Now, instead of the chest itself moving, this is all just in the shoulder joint there. And you can actually come up here. You can lift just this part up about that far, then the actual arm can come up about that far, but then the armor starts to hit Hyakuren in the face, so you gotta lift it up just a little bit. That's actually some good reach. However, ridiculous because the armor does that. So let's push this down, and let's see what it does with just the armor on there. Okay, that's a little bit more reasonable, guys. I totally get that. Does that go in any farther? Because that looks kind of weird. Alright, so come down to the rest of the arm, and you get standard bicep rotation there, but it's not nearly as loose as the Grazes or the Gundams are. I don't know why. It seems like it should, you can see right there, it looks like it should come up a little bit more, but it really doesn't. You saw me trying to... yeah. Okay, I'm shutting up now. Alright, but this guy actually, unlike most of the other suits, it has a double jointed elbow. That's why I said this is very not like the other suits in this series. Double jointed elbow, so it gets almost a full 180 to the point of actually being able to touch its shoulder with just a little bit of a thing there. And we'll come out here, straighten up the arm. And you do get just standard ball and peg hand joints. These are just pretty much the same as any other IBO hand. Now come down here to the waist. It has no kind of ab crunch. Even though it has these pistons kind of right there, it does not have the joint up in here like most of its, line mates here. So it has no kind of ab crunch. It can turn all the way around, and I didn't hit anything when I did that. I'm impressed. Okay. Whew. That was harrowing, guys. And come here to these really, really awesome side skirts. I really dig this whole chunk of armor. I love that. And you saw a second ago on that one, it doesn't get a whole lot of movement about like that. It can pivot, but only so much because, well, things are in the way. However, this armor does, in fact, limit the leg to about... Come on, let's see how far we can go. Right about there. Pretty much doing the splits. I'm not going to do it on this side because it's going to pop off. I already know it. So we can come back down here. That is a standard captured polycap hip there. You got some thigh swivel. But of course, it's hindered by the fact that these things are cut out like this. Then you get some really good knee joint action here, which is limited by pretty much its butt. Let's try this. There, okay. That's as far as that knee will actually go because the armor really does just kind of tap in there. Now, I do like the design of these knees, just the armor-wise, because I like how it's just got this little gimmick, so this kind of pops out here. And no, this is not a mistake. That armor is not meant to perfectly fit up there. Trust me, I looked at it 3 times after I built it and went, that can't be right? Oh, come back here. You get a little kind of vent leg thruster back there. I had to paint that as well. I mean, it wouldn't kill them to just give you a little sticker for that, right? I mean, all the other stickers you get for all these Gundams and Grazes, and they don't give you hardly anything for these girls. You know? Come down to the ankle, and it is really just... It's just more or less a little bit of a swivel here, and it's got a hinge right there, limited about like that. And I think you could probably, yeah, you can get some ankle tilt. That is a scary thing because I know how much plastic is there. There is not a lot for that ankle tilt. Now, because this is a pretty much space-borne suit, these feet are tiny. Let's be honest here. I mean, if you look how big this kit really is, these feet are little bitty, even compared to Gundams. I mean, the Grazes have small feet, but they have the giant heels that make up for it, so the whole foot looks a little bit bigger. But this thing... I do really dig the aesthetics that they're going for here with the samurai look and everything. These big puffy thighs. The big puffy thigh armor. That's just cool. I don't know why I like that so much. It's just an interesting look. But it gets very samurai armor-ish from here down for the most part. And then these cool like bands going around it. It reminds me of there's some older kits that are just completely escaping me right now that really reminds me of. You know what? I got that in all the way. I want to see if I can get this one in all the way now. Oh, there it went. It finally clicked, guys. Like, seriously, that took a scary amount of effort. Like, I was worried. Alright, now let's talk about her accessories, of which there are few. We already talked about it in the box review, but here is the... Oh, I'm going to hit the camera, guys. I'm sorry. Here is the little gun. And I'm still convinced it's like a sawed-off shotgun. I mean, it may have the magazine clip right here, but it looks far more shotgun-ish than it does like a machine gun for the most part. And you can see I definitely painted this guy a little silver and red on the tip here. Focus, thank you. A little bit of my favorite is dark gray ever here, here, down here, and over here. And then some silver there just to kind of break it up, or else it would just all be the same thing. And this thing is just two pieces, as you saw in the box opening. So I do like the gun. Now we're going to talk about this because this is where we are in review. All of the images for it show it holding it in its right hand. And, you know, traditionally, that's what most mobile suits do. They're right-handed. They use their sword in their right hand. They use their gun in their right hand. So if you look at all of the images, it is holding its gun in its hand like this. And, you know, awesome leg display, kind of, yeah, kind of something like that, you know. That's great. Actually, that's a very nice little quick pose. Okay, no problem, right? Now, the real problem comes with this accessory. This awesome little sword knife machete. And I will pull it out of its lovely little sheath here, which actually is a very tight fit. You know, it just, you can see right down there, it is made to squeeze that blade and hold it in place. That's impressive. I've had so many other kits that just did not do that. But we'll talk about this in just a second. It does have this cool little purposely shaped peg for holding it on the butt. Then we can actually look at the blade. You can tell I did do some custom paint work to it. You had to add the silver edge to it, or else it would all be gray, and that's boring. My favorite is dark gray ever. You get some silver here. You get some darker gray here. It keeps wanting to focus on the suit. And then you get some silver details down here at the end. Now, that's great. Now I'm going to put this in her left hand, as all the images portray, right? You saw it earlier. You saw the box. Now, mind you, these are the standard IBO hands, where the back of the hand comes off, and yeah, it works, but it's annoying at the same time. This hand is really, really stiff. Now, it doesn't hold that really great, not gonna lie. It would almost make more sense if it held this part, but it doesn't. So, okay, this is not the problem I have. Okay, the problem I have is that just popped right off. That is by far a problem with these particular suits. The back of the hand does come off very easy. Okay, so that's the sword in that hand, gun in that hand. Looks cool, right? Alright, so the sheath is right here. We'll come around to the back side, and all the promo images show the sheath applied like so. Does anyone else see the problem here? Gun in the right hand, sword in the left hand. Very piratey, if you're going to be honest. How does she get the sword out? Let me just show this. Hold on. Let me just show how this functions. This sword comes down in here, and you see it does do a nice, snug, and awesome design fit. The handle is over here, right? She's going to hold it with her left hand, which means she's going to reach all the way back and around, turn her whole suit pretty much twisting their suit crazily just to get that sword out of that. Anyone else have a problem with that? I know I certainly do. And of course, you could flip this. There's absolutely nothing wrong with flipping it. It is made to do this. I'm merely talking about what the promo images show. And let's be honest, I do think it looked better going the other way. You know, aesthetically, they made this go both ways. So I think what I'm going to do with mine, because this is how it is shown, I'm going to put the gun in the left hand, and the sword is going to stay there and make more sense. Because really, if it comes out this way, it should be grabbed with the right hand. At least in my opinion. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm not a sword fighter. I know some people out there actually are. My friend Thomas. I'm sure he will have an opinion on this. Okay, tuck that back in there. And honestly, I kind of like the gun in this hand, except for the fact that the ammo will eject into her face, but that's okay. It's space. It goes wherever it's supposed to go. So, like that. So now, She's got her gun like that. Let's put this knee this way, this leg back, look over there, and she's going to reach back and get her sword like she should, like that. Does that make a little more sense to me, you guys? Makes sense to me. Let's go ahead, and I'm actually going to go ahead and pull the sword out. Put it in her hand like it should be. Right quick. I know, I'm quibbling about the weapons. It's okay, guys. We are trying to review things. I'm telling the truth here. Telling the truth of my opinion. That's all we can do. I really do like this suit. I really didn't think I would. In fact, I bought this kit initially for my girlfriend because she needed something to do and she wanted some girly-ish suits, or at least suits piloted by women. And realistically, all of the turbine suits are, because they have nothing but women except for the one man. Actually, let's turn her head this way. That's a great look. Alright, and I think that is going to wrap up this review. Just one quick thing I did forget about near the end there. This thing has other weapons, and I totally forgot about it, just like I pointed out that somebody else had forgotten about it. So I'm going to go ahead and check those out real quick. Let me pop the sword off here. I totally forgot about these. These little guys here, basically, like little punching gloves. And I guess probably maybe electric shock comes out of it. I don't remember them using them in the series, but it's pretty cool. You actually pop the little handle out of there. Snap that into there. Put the back of the hand on. And then slide this over the top of the hand. Slide it over the top of the hand, like so. And now, she's ready to punch you. Boom. She punched you so hard, she took her own arm off. That's wonderful. The best things happen in unrehearsed reviews, don't they, guys? So, okay, that's going to be it. And yeah, it can just flop like that. This is a fun little kit. Alright, guys. Unlike my other IBO kits, this one's not going to end up in a display right this second because I got to make room for it. It wasn't in the plan originally, so I got to make some more room for it. But that's going to be it for the Hyakuren review. Go out and get this girl. And even get the Amida Custom. It's a pink, brown, and white one. I do dig that one. I'm probably going to get it soon, too. So, remember to like, subscribe, check out all the other IBO kit reviews, all my other Gundam build reviews, and if you got time, look at the SHOKY quickies, because, well, they're quick, and they're fast, and they're full of cool stuff, guys. So that's going to be it for this time, and I will catch you guys later, and remember to keep on building.